Greetings, sports fans nationwide. You have entered the Sports Opinion Log here on Lex Anderson World, and last night, the NFL draft was back. Some form of normalcy during what we're still going through with the coronavirus, the COVID-19 pandemic. We started from the bottom of Roger Goodell's basement in his recliner last year to this year, center stage, bright lights activated, national stage set. The fans were back in the stands or in their standing columns as arranged by teams. The commissioner's chair was also on the stage. And Commissioner Roger Goodell was vaccinated, so he was able to accept the hugs, the fist bumps, and the pounds from those college prospects' lives being forever changed when they got the call that they would be going to play in the NFL. The theme for the night was quarterbacks, as 3 quarterbacks were selected with the first 3 picks. Trevor Lawrence to Jacksonville, Zach Wilson to the Jets, Lord have mercy, and number 3, Niners selecting Trey Lance. And the history that was made by Kyle Pitts being taken 4th by the Atlanta Falcons, the highest drafted tight end in NFL history. However, unfortunately, he will be playing with Matt Ryan, which means no playoffs. There'll be no success. They'll still be a below 500 team. Sad, but true. That's just the way it is. And what also was very interesting, the theme of being reunited, never feeling so good, as the Jaguars not only selected Trevor Lawrence, but also Travis Etienne. The Bengals, Joe Burrow gets to be reunited with Jamar Chase. The Dolphins, Tua and Jalen Waddell get to play back together again. And the Eagles, Jalen Hurts and Devonta Smith. So this will truly be an exciting upcoming season as the future is here. Like, I've never seen this before, where you're drafting quarterbacks and now they're drafting the wide receivers or their offensive playmates who they played with in college. So everybody across all NFL teams, including my and your Pittsburgh Steelers, should be happy, unless, of course, you are a Jets fan, because the Jets are going to ruin Zach Wilson just the way they ruined former quarterback Sam Darnold, which they admitted to ruining him. So prayers up for Zach Wilson. He will surely need it. One of the things that I really don't like is the way people talk about NFL quarterbacks being drafted, and they don't need to immediately take to the field and start winning games. It's a progression. However, you have someone like Justin Herbert who stepped in and lit it up, but again, they lost 6 or 7 games by a touchdown or less. So at the end of the day, these young men have to be groomed and disciplined and trained for the payoff to occur in the future. Like, for example, with the Patriots taking Mac Jones, number 15, no, Cam Newton's job isn't in danger because you have to build for the future. Just like with the Niners taking Trey Lance, you have to build for the future because Jimmy G is injury prone. This is a business and this is how it works. Now, the Bears taking Justin Fields, that is a great plus. But let's keep in mind, the Bears still have Andy Dalton and Nick Foles at 1 year, $9 million on the roster. Will he take to the field this season? Probably not, but it is great to know that the Bears potentially actually have a real quarterback on their team. Look for the Eagles to be dangerous. Devonta Smith with Jalen Hurts. The Carson Wentz era, which the prophet had decreed was going to be trash anyway, which it was. We now have the Eagles building up on something new. One of my issues, though, with the NFL draft, as the cameras were panning to see the reactions of the fans when their teams were selecting their prospects, is that it's good to be a fan of a team, but if you're not watching, if you're not paying attention to the college football scene, you really don't know who your team is drafting. And you can tell by the reactions. So people really need to brush up on the college football, or at least watch the NFL draft and the combine stuff, so you can at least familiarize yourself when your team makes a selection and you're just standing there in a stunned silence because you're like, who is this player? Because media manipulation only has you focusing on the first, 3, 5 draft picks top, even though it's a multi-day event, which will be going on until Saturday. In conclusion, Aaron Rodgers wants out of Green Bay. Like I have been saying before, I, the prophet, have been decreeing, discount double dud Aaron Rodgers is trash. He has lost his last 4 NFC championship games, so the Packers should give him his wish and let him go. Salary cap wise, he's a hindrance. He's old. He's a one-trick pony. He's liable to get injured anytime he runs out the pocket. And he likes to run out the pocket against the Dallas Cowboys. But in the championship game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he had the whole end zone right in front of him, and he did nothing with it. So, Aaron Rodgers, discount double dud, top 1% of People Sportscaster. I will say with the nationwide sports leader, Foxy's corporate shells, they sold their soul to the almighty dollar. For you to say you wanted a trade before the NFL draft, he has all the makings of an egomaniac, and the Packers need to do what they need to do and part ways with said egomaniac. Until next time, sports fans nationwide, NFL draft round 1 is in the books. We got 2 more rounds today, and of course, starting on the clock will be again the Jaguars and the Jets. Lex Anderson signing out.